Hey guys, it's brother Paul here. I'm in kind of in a remote area. So this might not be the best filming place, but I had a few things I wanted to talk about. And thanks to a beautiful, obedient daughter from another channel who I never heard of until 2 days ago. Her name was Polka Dot Lady 28, I believe. I'll put up her picture. She had, excuse me one sec, I gotta throw a stick to make my dog stay busy. Anyway, I guess she is very close to the Lord, and she has many confirmations and conversations with Him. And she brought up things that I never shared. The dreams that I actually have. I see, this is my other phone, and I have a bunch of dreams, close to hundreds of dreams that I never shared. And some of them are mostly because I never wanted to offend anybody. Okay, so there's a lot of my dreams that are things that I didn't share, and they'll make sense when I explain them now. But I didn't want to share them in the past because of, like I said, fear of insulting somebody. So I'll put this first one out first. So I wrote it as Queen 94 is what I wrote. I had this back January 17th, 2021. And I'm just going to say it exactly how it happened. So I walked into a clinic, like a hospital clinic, and I saw a friend of mine named Michael. This was a childhood neighbor. Doesn't matter who he is. His name's Mike. And he was smiling at me, and he needed to fill out a prescription. On the info page of a machine, there was no male or female button. This was a machine where you had to press a button to specifically say who you were. And there was not a male or a female button, only a transgender or non-binary and all these other ones that you can identify with. I told them I was a male, and I asked why the machine was like that. And the man at the counter said it was to fill polls. So in other words, it was predetermined it was telling you what to fill in this poll, which is brutal. Part two, I walked into a room and I saw a sibling on their knees. And I saw my brother Charles. We call him Chuck, but I wrote Charles. I noticed he was in some sort of a chapel, and I saw silver fences like in a church or a chapel, and everyone was praying, and I had a stick. I was holding like a stick or a pole, and I was hitting on the fencing, and I was singing this song in my head, The Queen, the Witch is Dead. And if you know that song, The Witch, I don't remember exactly how it goes, but this was the reason I never shared this. So continuing on, The Witch is Dead, and I was hitting it on a chime at the pace of a chime, sort of like at a funeral. I looked towards my parents, and my father had the biggest smile on his face, and he saw the humor in my actions. So that's the end of that dream. And the reason I didn't share this is because in the eyes of some people in the world, the Queen is the leader of the Anglican Church. So I didn't want to offend, but because of this lady, Polka Dot Lady 28, her comment section of her dream, and I'll put the dream up to show you which one, a bunch of people wrote that they had heard that same song when the Queen died. So another reason why I didn't share it is because they're announcing her as died at 96 years old. I had it written here 94 years old. So one of the reasons I didn't share this is, you know what, actually I won't share those reasons. It's unimportant. So that was one of the dreams that I shared. The second thing, I have never shared this on anything or with anybody in my life, what I'm about to say. But that woman, the Polka Dot Lady 28, had a part of her dreams that was explaining it like a graph chart. Like something was writing on a chart, and when the squiggly lines would go crazy, she could sense evil and demons and stuff. So I've had dreams and visions all my life, but when I was a child, my most terrifying dream, most terrifying, and it sounds like nothing, and this is one of the reasons I never shared it. I used to just see this it looked like a pen almost on a chart, and it was going upwards, and I'll put a picture or something to show you what I'm talking about. And when it was going straight, nothing was a problem. But when this thing would start scratching like this, all hell would break loose. And as I'm saying this, I remember feeling pure terror. Pure terror. Didn't know what it was. I was very young. I was like 5, 6, 7, 8 years old when I was having these dreams. But I would wake up in the biggest panics. Like panic. And I didn't know what it was. And I never shared it because I didn't know what it was. But Polka Dot Lady 28 mentioned that the graphs that CERN is using to smash atoms together and to possibly open portals of the enemy, I guess, that was what it represented. And it made total sense. So I thank you for sharing that, because you gave me clarification, and I asked the Holy Spirit, and it was immediately explained as that being a truth. And for now, I will leave it at that.